These are the notes for 1J, Simple Interest, for Year 9. We're going to talk about vocabulary first. So we're going to talk about simple interest. These are two formulas for simple interest. Either one will do. They both are exactly the same, they're just written a bit differently. Interest is just the amount of money you earn when you deposit money into an account, or the amount of money you have to pay when you borrow money. So it says interest is the amount of simple interest in dollars. P is the principal amount, or that's the money you put in the account, or it's the money you borrow. R% is the rate per unit time, usually per annum. Per annum, it's like that. I'm actually going to do this. And it means per year. We usually use that, sometimes we don't. T, the variable, is the period of time, and usually that's in years. Okay. It says when using simple interest, the principal amount is constant and remains unchanged from one period to the next. And it says if you want to look for the total amount in the account, you would add the principal, or the amount you put in, plus the interest you earned. Okay, here we go. Example 1 says calculate the simple interest. You're going to need one of these guys. Calculate the simple interest earned on an account if $2,000 is loaned at 5.5% annum for 4 years. So I'm going to use my formula that says interest equals principal times rate over 100 times by time. So that's going to be 2,000. That's the amount I start with. And then 5.5 over 100, and then times 4 years. I like to do this part first, and I don't need to do that on my calculator. We've been doing that all week. And that's just 0.055. If you want to leave it like that, you can, but you should probably get used to using some brackets around that. So here I go. I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to do 2,000 times by 0.055 times by 4. And I'm going to get 440. So the amount of simple interest is $440. Okay, the next example, example 2 says, Alan and Rachel plan to invest some money for their child, Kaylin. They invest $4,000 for 30 months in a bank that pays 4.5% per annum, but this was in months. So the first thing I need to do is say, okay, 30 months divided by 12 will give me years. So on my calculator, I'm going to do 30 divided by 12. That's how I convert months to years, and I get 2.5 years. So that's the first thing I have to do, because this has to be in years. And then I want to calculate the simple interest and the amount available at the end of 30 months. So the interest is principal times rate times time. Grab my calculator. All these things are calculator problems, and I go 4,000 times by 0.045 times by 2.5. That's $450. Now, to get the amount available, I do the interest plus the principal, so $450 that I just figured out, plus how much they started with. So the amount available is $4,450. Pretty easy. Example 3 says, Remy invests $2,500 at 8% per annum simple interest for a period of time. Well, that's going to be my X, isn't it? To produce $50 interest. That's the I. Should I make this a T? What do you reckon? Because we use T for time. You can use T for time as long as it doesn't look like a plus sign. You have to make it curvy. T for time. For how long did she invest the money? So here we go. Interest equals principal times rate over 100 times by time. So I know the interest. It's $50. The principal, $2,500. The rate, 0.08, right? It's 8% divided by 100. So I make the 8 and I go over 2 spaces. And then times by time. So I kind of make this a little algebra equation. And I do this part, 2500 times 0.08. And that gets me 200. So I have 50 equals 200t. And then I divide both sides by 200. I'm just going to write this in. I wouldn't super expect you to write these arrows, but maybe it's easier to see. And when I do that, I get 50 divided by 200. Some people can do that in their head. 50 divided by 200 is 0.25, or 1/4. So for my answer, I could say 1/4 of a year, or I could figure out what 1/4 of a year is by doing 12 divided by 4, and I get 3 months. Okay, that's it.